is back the
And
case.
she has. She would love to tell you about it.
Unfortunately, we have a 6:30 hard out. So we'll have to leave it at she has done a pageant before.
She was a beautiful alternate fourth alternate. A gorgeous third place.
No, really, I was second runner-up one year too. Victoria Pork Chop Parker.
Me too.
Yeah, well, I can.
Wait.
I can see that. I can see that. I swear to God, it's on video. I will never forget this. I'm standing there like this. Let me
Show
act it out.
us, show
I'm
us.
standing in the middle holding the other contestants' hands, and you know it was down there in Memphis, Tennessee, and I had won all the preliminary awards, and you know when the formers come out, they take them, and they're like, this year's second alternate, Miss Southwest, and I just stood there like this, and the girl beside me, she tapped me, she said, Alyssa, that's you, and all you see on the tape is me go. Alyssa Edwards, and I look up and I go,
That is you.
and I started to walk, and the lady came to give me my flowers, and I went to dust my hair off my shoulders, but my hair was in an updo. So all you see is me do this. And then I get over here with the other finalists, and I'm furious. I'm like, that bitch from Louisiana's gonna win. When y'all had
We always do.
When y'all had Hurricane Katrina, she sang about it and all this, and she survived and all this. It's always a sob story. And I'm sitting there, they said, this year's first alternate, Victoria Pork Chop Parker, and this is what I look like on the video. Turn to the back, yes. So I was a gorgeous. She said, girl, can you believe it? I said, I cannot.
Beautiful memory.
What a special thing to have shared.
You'd think after all that losing, you'd have got used to it.
Y'all want to instigate her? You went down here by 6:30. Don't start none, there won't be none, motherfucker.
The boxing gloves are on their way from the sports department. My goddesses, my ladies, I thought we could start with if you could just tell us about the first time you got in drag and had a moment that you said, this feels right to me. I see something here that I want to follow through with in my life. I know it was a very long time ago. I'm dead.
No, this is the thing. I find it, like, you can Google and find that bullshit out. I'm an old faggot, and I've been doing it far too fucking long. Just remember, bitch, I won the first time.
But did you see her competition? It's like me on Global.
You lost to Pork Chop beat you!
The pageant was rigged, whore.
Oh yeah, the pageant was rigged. Was it? Well, yeah. That's what they say when you lose a pageant. It wasn't your year.
Rigor mortis.
It was my default. It wasn't a conscious choice to say this is what you want to do. So I'm not like one of the young kids today. I wasn't inspired by anybody. I didn't find it. There was no YouTube. There was no social media. I just thought it's the easiest way to be a cunt outside of working for the DMV. You know what I mean? So it's either be a cunt in drag or work at the post office.
Woo!
And here there's no bulletproof glass, so you gotta be a little more brave. Choice, but then it just evolved, you know? And as far as Drag Race was concerned, I had just seen a couple of my friends that weren't talented succeed, whatever. And I used to say Chiggly, but she's dead. But girl, Chiggly would have laughed.
She would have.
You think I'm lying? I'm gonna one day post the text message. Oh, now you heard
Oh my God.
He was a good friend of mine for many, many years. But I had seen many people go on the show, and then had this amazing platform, and I thought, hey, why not take a chance? So that's how that happened. Originally, I was going to stop at 40, but I did Drag Race when I was 37, and so it just shifted my life, you know? So I think that's what happened. So it wasn't like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is my life. You know?
Wait, you started doing drag in Louisiana. I'm gonna be Barbara Walters here for a minute.
Yeah, I did start in Louisiana. Yeah.
Did you? That's heavy pageant scene.
And you know, I never did a pageant.
You emceed some though. I seen.
No, I've hosted some of them, but I was never in a pageant. I was never one of those.
But your first time in drag, did you do your own makeup and hair, or did you have like a drag mother?
Oh no, I didn't have a drag mother. No. You know what, Ben? We're good. Because I was in theater, so I did costumes, wigs, and makeup and stuff for theater, so you had the makings to be a drag queen. Back when drag queens did stuff on their own, because you didn't have the internet, you didn't go to Amazon and find size 14 shoes, and none of that existed at that time. So you basically had to get the good Payless shoe, that was the big church lady shoe, extra wide for comfort, and you made your stuff. So you either had a friend that could teach you how to sew. It was none of these designers or none of that glamorous side of it. You know, you might have had one faggot that would do the wigs for the pageant that you could call her and she'd make you an updo.
But did you go to a gay club and see some queens on stage and go, hey, I can do that too?
Well, I thought every faggot does that. Yes! How many times have you been in a club and went,
they do now.
Yeah, but back then, remember, we didn't have social media and we didn't have the videos to watch. We had VHS tapes of people to watch. But you would go to the club because you had to socialize. And the show was at 11 o'clock at night, so you better be there at 11 to get your spot to watch the show. There was no distractions. So the queens that worked in the bars were goddesses. I mean, if you had more than one.
First you seen?
Some of the ones I've seen. Terry Lynn Fox was a brother performer. Yes. Miss Raquel Chevalier. Yes. There's a lot of them that were just.
I lost to her too.
You want to reenact that for us? Go ahead.
I had a good attitude. I wasn't expected to win, so I was happy second alternate that year too. Those were the ladies you seen.
Yeah, I did, and they were. I mean, like that's the crazy thing. Drag was just a different energy then, and not to say that it was better then and better now. I mean, that's crazy. It was just completely different, and I think people don't understand that when we talk about it. Because when you talk about it, people go, "Y'all are just old." It's just different time. You would go out with your friends. You say, "I'm gonna meet you at 10:30." Bitch, if you didn't, they thought you were dead. We didn't have phones. We didn't. You know, you might have had a beeper if you had some cash. You gotta go find a payphone to call. What do you want, bitch? That was what that was. So it was a different energy. Being out and socially having a good time was the deal. You went out on the drag nights and you got your drinks, and it was drink specials. I mean, just imagine being in a club right now with nobody having their phone. That's what it was like. We were forced to talk to people. I had fucked so many ugly people because there was nothing else to do.
Oh my God.
Talk about brave. Not all heroes wear capes. How about you, Ms. Alyssa? Who were you seeing up on stage?
Well, in Dallas, just like Louisiana, very much heavily involved in the pageant circuit. And I remember going to the Station 4, which was the Village back in the day, the Roseland Theater, legendary. And thank you, whoever that was. I'm not saying I'm old, but I am established for real. But it was.
The people can see, Alyssa. The people can see.
You know what? I can't be shook or shaken today. I prayed so fiercely in the shower. I said, God, please grant me the serenity. This lady filmed Alyssa's Secret right off her season. We sat in that basement for 8 fucking hours and read the fucking eyes out of each other. And then we finally looked at each other and said, girl, we done with this for today. Let's go have a cocktail, bitch. So I already knew what this was gonna be, but I saw these ladies in the rose room and I thought, you know what, look, this person is so outlandish, so peculiar, so bizarre, so avant-garde. But what I admired was the amount of power that one person on a stage could have. Because there was a room full of people, and these were back in the days when you weren't watching drag in your television, you know, from the comfort of your living room. You were at the fucking venue. It was packed. People had out dollars. I didn't understand that because I was like, is this a strip show? What's going on here? But I found my young gay self at 19 years old standing back there, and I was like, oh my God, I felt like Alice. I fell down a hole. I'm in Wonderland. What is this? And then there was a poster that said, Valerie Lore's Open Stage Talent Night. We had to get there early, you know, which was a task for me. But back in the day, I didn't have no wig, so I swooped my platinum blonde hair over. I put my sister's butterfly clips in my hair. I put on my jazz leotard with the high neck. I grabbed my jazz shoes. I come walking in on Thursday night. Oh my gosh, I'm really gonna show my age. I handed my CD, my compact disc, to the fucking MC. And she said, honey, what is your name? I said, I haven't gotten one just yet. I'm still workshopping that. She said, well, sweetheart, you got about 5 more seconds to conclude that fucking workshop. And I said, I want to be Alyssa. She said, of all the fucking names you can be, you want to be an Alyssa? I said, well, I love Alyssa Milano so much. I grew up watching Who's the Boss, and we giggled, and there I was on stage. And the way you won, okay, because you didn't get no pay for this show, but you could win $25 if you had the loudest audience applause. And here's the thing, for me, that was the golden era of drag, because I feel like now people are getting onto the show. I mean, we were doing drag before Drag Race was doing drag, and now it's like we see, you know, like these young kids are like, oh, I watched you on TV. They've never experienced the opportunity of performing for $25 and 1 drink ticket. Don't ask for 2, all right? You get that.
But also,
You better do 8 numbers too, bitch, and they better all be different. And you better twirl and backflip, and Alyssa jump off the stage in the split. I remember telling Laganja, I want you to do some drag shows. She said, where? I said, you're gonna go do some drag shows at some clubs. Well, I don't wanna know if I wanna do that, mama. You're gonna do it, bitch. We put her on TV with this monster right here. You know what? I remember watching that. I gotta tell Bianca this. Because I just saw a clip. This old fucking hag is sitting in a room for about 7 hours, leaning back on the couch with all these kids. And it was like fucking Dr. Phil, all right? This bitch is asking, well, what do you do? Successfully.
Quickly.
Oh my God.
well, it was very long days, as you know. But no, just to get back then, just in that little bit that we were talking about when we started, like I said before, it's not so much about it was better then than it is now. There was a different set of rules. So the rules were, you went to the club, you saw these queens. So it wasn't about I didn't know who they were as people. I didn't know what their likes or dislikes were. They were very pageant related because it is the South. So everybody had to have a talent. So you had to do something, whether it's interpretive dance, sing a song, tell a joke. And that was your introduction to the gay community then. Now this is back in the day where, you know, gay men hated drag queens. They weren't interested in us as they are now. Now every faggot that I hated in high school is chasing me down the street to get a fucking selfie in the airport. It's a different world back then because faggots didn't care about us. They're like, oh, you're too feminine, you know, even me with this voice. So what was funny was that we only knew the queens from what they were doing, you know? And you knew that queen as, she's a singer, she's a dancer. So that was your introduction to the world, and as you grew in the business, you got better and better. You got better costumes, you started getting dancers behind you, and you kind of elevated your talent. Where now, it's people going, I like dressing out. You know what I mean? And that's fine, but it's just different. So a lot of us older queens sit back and go, what the fuck do you do? I came on this cruise to find out what half these queens do. I'm excited for Trinity tonight. I'm like,
She teaches the top.
I want to know what it is. Like, I've seen Trinity perform numbers and stuff, so I want to see what it is, you know?
So quickly.
Yeah!
How do you ladies feel about taking some questions from these people?
Absolutely.
I think we should do that.
I'm a very private person.
Now you'll see that we have some roaming twinks here available for you. We've got twinks for your use and pleasure and microphone delivery. We'll start up here. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Tyler. My name is Adam from New York.
Hi, Adam.
Hi. And if you said you were going to stop doing drag, Bianca, when you turned 40, so that was like 30 years ago. But
That's right.
what?
Dang, look at Alyssa.
If you can remember that.
Don't make me come off this stage and cut you, bitch, because I know you'll bleed gravy. Keep on
What would you have done if you had stopped doing drag?
You know, the thing was, it wasn't like, oh, I'm done with drag, I'm gonna do it a career. I mean, I always worked in costumes, so I just thought I would just continue to do that. And it was just the point, because when I had done drag in New Orleans, as we mentioned earlier, and then I did drag in New York, it's a hustle. You know, it was not an easy thing. I had a day job and I worked at night, and some nights you work in 2 nights a week, some nights you work in 5 nights a week. You know, bars closed. That was at the time when, you know, phones were a big deal. Grindr was a big deal in New York in the early 2000s, and everything kind of shifted there. So I just thought, you know, I kind of did this, I had fun, but the struggle is a lot. So when like Alyssa was saying earlier, you gotta go out, you gotta hustle, and I felt my hustling days were over. So I just thought, I can hang it up, because it's nothing worse than seeing a drag queen far too old to be doing what they're doing.
You're not too
So the short version of that was she would be sewing in the back.
Jake, who you got over there?
My name is E.W. Fulcher from Raleigh, North Carolina. My question's for Alyssa. When you were on Drag Race, did you know Coco Montrese was going to be on that episode, or were y'all portrayed meaner
Okay.
Why don't you stand up so you can
I'm gonna
demonstrate
give you a
this?
fun fact. I'm gonna give you a fun fact. I think I'm probably the one that casted her because I was originally casted for season 4.
Oh.
And I'll never forget in my story interview, I didn't know nothing about no TV. Like I said, that was on Logo and shit like that. And on that Logo, I remember, you know, the girls telling me, oh, you gotta watch this TV show. There's drag queens on TV. I said, oh my God. They put us on TV, and you had to call your local cable provider, get the gay channel and shit like that. So when I didn't know much about it, clearly we saw my Snatch Game in season 5, all right? Not to say that it got better as the years went on, but I remember them asking me, Alyssa, did you watch this show? I said, yeah, I had seen Shangela on here. And they said, honey, that was for 1 episode. I said, well, that's the one I watched. I said, you know, that was before we had we could stream shit. You had the TiVo and all that. You had the TiVo, and I was teaching a dance class. I didn't have time to be fucking with that, all right? But I remember when they called me, and they're like, Alyssa, we'd love for you to come on the show. Your show is drag on and all this. I said, well, I don't know if I can cross-dress on television. I don't ever see that for myself. I don't want to put my granny through that, but we got to talking, and they sent me off to do a psych evaluation, which I just knew I would fail, all right? By the grace of God, I passed. And I'm packing my shit. Well, in my final story, you know when you get the final story called, the producer called me. She's like, Alyssa, you are really something else. I said, thank you. And she goes, you know, I Googled you because I wanted to see all these pageants you have won. Can you tell me, I'm reading this article about Miss America. She said, who is Coco Montrese? And I said, I don't know him. And she said, I'm looking at a picture of y'all. I said, ma'am, I just told you. She said, Alyssa, I'm looking at a picture that says you were dethroned as Miss Gay America. I said, let me stop you right now, Miss Hollywood producer. There are a few things that I will not be speaking of. I am a teacher, a leader, a mentor, and I can't believe you would call my phone talking about the internet, which is the work of the devil. I said, you bring it up. And she goes, well, I'm seeing a picture of you and Coco. When I won Miss America, I won every category. And I was waving to my community. I don't know who the fuck was behind me. She said, you know what, Alyssa, can you please stand by? Can I call you back? She called me back 20 minutes later and said, you know, Alyssa, we think you are great for the show.
Oh no.
Maybe not a good fit for this year. And I was like, oh my God, I just got cut. I said, oh my God, they knew I was dethroned. I'm the Vanessa Williams of drag. I said, man, you do know, there's no sex scandals, I'm a teacher. And she said, no, don't worry, Alyssa, we love you. Fast forward, bitch. They went to Vegas, they saw Coco. Do you know Alyssa? Yeah, I know that bitch. So when I came in the workroom, I was so excited. I said, I'm gonna go on TV. I look good. And y'all, I couldn't help myself. That bitch come walking in. You can see me fixing my hair.
Yup.
I said, what the fuck is this bullshit? But I have so much respect for Coco, truly. Show some love for Coco. This lady is I hate that we had to air our dirty pageant laundry on television. My gosh, that was every fucking week. I just knew we were gonna choke each other out by the end of it, and that bitch sent me fucking home. Can you believe it?
So the answer to your question was no. Nope.
I feel like she owes me a little bit of money, all right? It might be just a little bit, but I need my 2%, okay? I need a fucking finder's fee. All right, next question. Go up here.
Hi, this question is for Bianca. I do stand up.
Yeah.
And so I was just wondering, what advice do you have? Like, how do you come up with new material, do's and don'ts, that kind of thing?
Well, I don't think there's any rules. I find whatever makes you laugh, and if something is rotted and hateful and you're thinking it, I guarantee you there's 10 other motherfuckers in this room thinking it too. Now that doesn't mean they're gonna say it. And this is, I think, the world we live in. I think you could never really have advice for anybody. You know, there's so many people that are comedians that tell jokes, and some people go, well, I don't find that person funny. Well, it's just not your cup of tea. Then that person is not for you. And as I often tell people, people say, you're too nasty, you're too hateful. I go, smart people get it. Smart people get it. For me in particular, the biggest joke is, I'm a man in a wig. You know what I mean? It's like, I obviously don't take myself seriously. So I think if you can find self-deprecating humor, if you can make fun of yourself, you can go out and do it. And truly and honestly, there is no right or wrong way to do it. You know, you gotta trust your instincts. And the way it works, I find, is that if you're saying something that's working, you go, all right, this is good, this is good. And if you cross the line or do something where you're like, I'm gonna try it, and you do it, and either nobody laughs or the room turns on you, trust me, bitch, you'll never do it again. Because you won't remember the laugh, but you can remember that room going. So it happens, you know?
Hold on, has that ever happened to you?
Many times.
You crossed over.
Well, many times, like, it depends on the setting that you're in. And many times, sometimes it doesn't click. And the crazy thing is, I'll try it 2 or 3 times. And then you gotta remember, when you're doing, let's say you're doing your own show, and people are coming to see you, and there's several people here that have come to see me in many parts of the world. All of those who raise their hand, they are rotted motherfuckers. They are sometimes it doesn't lend itself to that when you're doing, let's say, a group event, and you've got people there that are basically, maybe they're very pageanty, and they love Alyssa, and they think what I'm doing is vulgar. You know, so it's a different. Do you know what I'm saying? Some people are like, oh my God. You know,
No, I don't know what you're saying.
No.
I'm saying some people don't have taste, and some people have taste.
I like that. I'm attorney for you.
So I think there is no right or wrong way to do it. I say trust your instincts and get out there and try it, bitch. The worst thing you do is go, don't do that again. I mean, I always use the analogy of like Celine Dion. She's a singer, right? She's out there, no one can take that away from her. She's absolutely amazing. Now, every now and then she does an album I don't like so much, you know? And I'm like, I don't like that song. That doesn't mean she's not a good singer. That doesn't mean she's a piece of shit. That doesn't mean I'm gonna cancel her. I just didn't like that song. So if you think of it like that, there is no right or wrong to it. Do you know what I
Don't you
mean?
think people need a stick or something something?
I don't know what.
Don't you think people need a stick or something to gauge a certain audience or demographic or?
I think you find your way. Like open mic nights or going out and working with any crowd is really the trick thing. Gays are tricky though. Gays are a tricky audience, and straight people take a lot to win over. Because as I said, when I'm touring, I have lots of people that it's either a girl that loves Drag Race and they bring their boyfriend, and their boyfriend's just like they don't know how to act. And I think, listen, I don't fuck the riffraff. You're safe, motherfucker. You are safe. I mean, I'm a faggot. I'm not here to recruit people. I'm alright. We got enough faggots. Look around. I'm gonna turn you now. Alyssa, come here, Neil. Grab my coat, Neil. Touch my leg, Neil. So two things here. She likes that, and Neil likes the challenge. That's what that is. So I say, go out and try it, bitch. There's no rules at all. There's no rules. Just be fearless in it. Be fearless in all of it. And fuck it, just do it. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen?
Jake is here with something in a fabulous top. Who's probably not a top.
The gag is on the verse, so get it straight. First of all, I want to name that I'm freaking the fuck out because these are the top two queens that I gag over. So after this, I'm dead, girl. But this question is very much for Alyssa. Watch your show last night. I was crying at the end. We have been here for your journey. Like, day one, Alyssa, all the iterations of her. And I've been always so inspired the fact that you had a dance company in Mesquite, Texas. The place that most of us don't want to be. I will name me and my husband, Long Beach, California, the California girlies, right? And sometimes even I don't feel like I can have the boldness to be somewhere where you are. And so it's inspiring to hear you do what you have been doing for fucking years before any of us have been doing some of this shit. So, the question for you is, that was not shade. It really was like genuine, like gaggery.
I did not take it shade.
Okay.
We have a 6:30 hard out, so I love this.
What are the changes that you've seen over the years in your youth, in your time in Mesquite, and the influence that you've had, and now that like you're seeing the children grow up and be around you? Tell us what you have done and what have you seen change since you started to where you are now?
What we're seeing is, listen, the world evolves, right? And we're seeing acceptance. And now, what is so interesting with my company, I have probably the most diverse company in Texas, and I have many male dancers, and you know, a couple of them are authentically themselves, and I love that they're fearless. I love that they're going to school in crop tops with nail polish, because my dad would have whooped my ass if I came out. And you know what, I remember my grandmother telling me, be true to who yourself, and I want you to face fear in the face, and don't you ever back down, Justin, all right? And I think that's why I chose to keep my studio in Mesquite, because there were many people in the beginning was like, who is this gay man teaching children and why? And then once they saw my work and my work ethic and how dedicated I was, because look, truthfully, as much as I love doing this, I always had another job as well. We couldn't make a living off this back in the day. You were getting fit. When I was Miss USA, I was getting $250 a show. And that would be me paying for my own bags, all right, going all the way to Chicago, buying my own cabs. So by the end of it, you buy full coverage foundation, bitch, you're 50 in the hole, all right? And I
50 in a hole.
50 in the hole.
Just turn 50. 50 in a hole.
All right. And I love that these kids these days, being them authentic self, they're still celebrated in school. They're the popular kids, and I love this. I love that the world, everything that I had hoped for, everything that I was terrified of, we've done a 360. And I know folks are trying to send us back into time, bitch. but they can keep on coming, all right? We have fought worse monsters for years. And I think the youth of today, I mean, I feel like we're going to have, a beautiful country if these are our next leaders. And I'm so thankful that I get to be a teacher to these kids.
Hello. Before I ask my question, I just want to thank you. A couple of years ago, I was in a very dark place. A dream of mine had died, and my husband turned on Drag Race for the first time for me, and it completely pulled me out of that. So personally, between me and you, I want to thank you so much for helping me through that dark period. My question is, during this very dark time in our country and our society, what is it right now that is bringing you joy?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh no.
This is an on-stage interview, Bianca, all right? I know you've never done a pageant, but we're about to crown the very first annual Drag Stars of the Sea. Me and you made the top 2. It's time to go. Take your time. Drink your juice, Shelby. Take your time. Take your time. Take a sweet kind of refill. God damn, oh my God. Can we not get a refill?
In response to the question, I'm your current reigning
Miss Up the Street and around the corner.
Miss Up the Street around the corner, also known as Hard Out at 6:30. Truthfully, I mean, listen, you say you were in a dark place, and we have brought you joy, which is interesting because many people have told me personally that I have robbed them of joy and put them in a dark place. That was just Alyssa before we got here. All jokes aside, I have to say, in these dark times, I'm just grateful to have my dance studio in Mesquite. Because to the children is what I enjoy most. The kissing is like my grandma said to me. She said
At the dance school with the kids.
She said,
Every conservative mother in the fucking state of Texas is gonna fucking jump out of their vehicles.
That's what she said. She said, Justin, don't teach the faggots of tomorrow. And I did. That's what brings me joy. I mean, Alyssa feels a little different about it. What is this? Vodka soda.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and my distinguished panel of judges.
Wait. When you die after this question, Pork Chop comes out and they announce her as the winner. Now,
Really, I know you're sitting at the house. What are you going through when you turn on the TV and you're seeing all this nonsense?
oh well, it is discouraging. I mean, I try not to be that person because it's not even like dark time. It's fucked up times.
Yup.
I battle with this without getting too political, and I mean that on a level because we can just endlessly talk about that on loop. We got what? A hard out at 6:30. The crazy thing with it all is, and I don't want to say don't be informed, but you just can't get wrapped up in the reality show fuckery of it because that's what they want. And you don't want to be defeated, and that's the fucking hard part. Remember, there's more of us, less of them. And I learned through this whole process, the problem with the world is quite simply this: white men with money.
Yeah!
Now listen, if you're white in here, I know you have no cash, you're safe with us. In the end, that's what it is. That's the fuckery we live with. And the crazy thing is you just don't lose focus of all of it, and let's have hope. That's all it is. You just gotta hope and pray, and you gotta fight back. That's all you can do. And the crazy thing is, and not to get so off the subject, but Alyssa and I were just recently in Los Angeles, and we were at an event for Mr. And it's about PrEP and about getting medication to people with AIDS and making sure that it's free and accessible. And I tell you, when it all spurred up, years before I was a youth, but when I was younger, people were dying from all of this. And at that time, I felt defeated. I felt like this is insane. When you're young and you're growing up in that world where shit is like, this is insane. This is never gonna get any better. This is just our future. Things have shifted. It's taken a minute, but things have shifted. So you do have to have that hope, and you do have to fight, and you do have to find your own fucking light through this madness. And if that doesn't help, get a drink and laugh, motherfucker.
Yes!
Because we're all gonna die. You know, we're all gonna die. You know, but it's not over. It's not over. We can still find hope. She's still gonna lose some more pageants. It's just what it is.
You were winning until you did that.
I know.
You talked about hope, you gave
I
us
did.
something, yes. That was a good answer.
Thank you. Am I gonna win the pageant? You know what I really want to do? You know what I want Drag Race to do? I want Drag Race to do, because everybody say, would you go back, would you do this? And it's a stupid question to ask. It's just crazy, because it's not the same as it was back then. But I said it'd be good to do pageant moms, where you get me, Alyssa, Bob, you get all of us, and we bring on a daughter.
That'd be so good.
We never go on stage, but you just see us backstage going, you little fucking cunt, you better win this fucking time! We should. Bitch, we should kick fucking asses, girl.
Drag
We can do
moms.
all those good pageant tricks, putting glass in the shoes. And they also, this is one of my favorites. You heard this one, where they do it in a pageant. They used to take packs of Kool-Aid and pour it into their face powder. So the queens would powder, and when they would sweat, grape. Shit, I just gave away my one thing I could do to you. Never mind. That would be fierce. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna put it together. We're gonna work it out. Yeah. We're gonna set of twins, you and I.
I can't believe the mom and you're the dad, all right? Fucking day, Uncle Rich. God damn. Okay, Neil, what's your question, baby? Come on, Neil, quick.
Okay, so you guys met B.
Yes. Okay.
So what's the chances of RuPaul having AFAB Queen over 40?
I think someone's already won. Didn't the AFAB Queen win one of the, oh shit. She's recording this, let me fuck it up. She said over 40, I love that. Wait, wasn't there an AFAB Queen on Canada?
UK. Victoria. Victoria
Scone.
Scone. Victoria Scone.
Oh, okay, so you're saying for the, yes. And wasn't she on the UK one? So RuPaul was a judge.
Yeah.
There you go, Neil. You go do your history.
I think my beautiful
Hold on, Neil. Well, that's
is
great. Did she audition this year? Because auditions are happening right now.
yeah. So November 7th is the deadline.
Have you made your tape?
They're working on it. We have the stuff.
She's in drag right now. It takes 5 fucking minutes. I sat in a chair in my dining room and said, you said you were looking for America's Next Drag Superstar. Well, you ain't never lied so that much because you bypassed my house in Mesquite. If you can find another cross-dresser that can outdo me, I'll give you $100,000.
It's a big deal. Like, we have the packet that we have to go through. There are so many things.
There are a lot. Just be
There are a lot.
honest and be truthful and don't mention Coco Montrese.
No
I think we'll get on.
I think she's a great combination. Like, she's super witty and funny like you, and then
We'll see.
she has that
And she's glamorous. Yes, we love that.
We love you, B. Definitely. We love to see you on there, B. And you know me.
All right, we only have time for like 2 questions more, and I want to. Why are you waving at me?
Okay, I have a question. As a young
Oh, it's
baby,
Bob!
Oh, God.
Oh my God!
guys, please, this is serious. As a young baby queen who's really interested, well, they're not listening, interested in doing comedy and pageantry and dancing. I'm just having a seat here. I was wondering if you all have any advice for a young queen like me.
Now, who is this young queen? Because I don't see one. So
just say, don't do it. Run, bitch. Find the nearest fire exit. There's 2 in the front, 2 in the side, and 2 in the back. Get the fuck out, bitch.
I know that Alyssa legit has no clue what
She doesn't. It's Bob. Bob the drag queen. It's Bob.
You think I can't see, bitch?
So she had chosen not to look at you.
I saw you, girl. I saw you. Y'all hoes killed me. I thought I was coming to a question and answer, and I was ready for my interview, bitch. I had my good lady interview hair on. That's a fucking bullshit. Okay, come on.
All right, only a couple questions left. I do want to say though, when we close this up in 6 minutes, we are going to have an opportunity to hang out for a little bit and do a little bit of a meet and greet situation. It's not going to happen here, so I will let you know as soon as we get these 2 fabulous ladies off the stage and heading that direction. I will tell you where to go meet them in about 6 minutes time. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, great. Here's a question
we
right
need a
here.
good right here. We got a good question.
So, we've talked a lot about the evolution of drag since the beginning of this, and first of all, thank you for doing that and helping everybody to see where we've come from. And so, as drag has evolved dramatically over the past 15, 20 years, we've seen the corporatization of drag, RuPaul's contracts have leaked out and they're getting more and more, reaching. How do you think we can continue to support the kind of queens that might not be on the show anymore, who used to be able to be on the show, who aren't willing? Can you talk about that trade-off? And
Just show up.
Who can we be
Show
supporting?
up. Support your local queens. Be there. Wherever you're in, show the fuck up. Listen, here's the thing. It's like nowadays you can watch a drag show Monday. But listen, you could go to church and then come home and watch go to the local drag brunch on Sunday. Just show up and support.
Well, and if you go to the right church, you'll see drag there as well. There's always a man in a robe with a purse on fire, so you know. But what I personally like to do is that when I go out on the road, I always have an opening act, which is part of the deal that I have, and I always bring somebody that hasn't been on Drag Race. One of my friends that I like, one of my friends that I think are talented and funny, and I almost hate the word local queen, because I feel like I'm forced to use that word, and I think you're a queen. You're a queen. It's not about local, you're a fucking queen. You're working. If anything, you're hustling.
The line is drawn. A lot of people don't know about drag, but they watch Drag Race and they think that is the end-all be-all drag. So I say for all the queens in your local area.
No, that I get. I don't
You
like
don't
the
have
word.
to be a title. I mean,
When somebody says, "Oh, I'm just a local queen," I think that's stupid. We were
Well, if
all
you tell
fucking
yourself
local
that,
queens.
that's
We were
all
all
you need.
working.
All
I think it's even harder for them just to keep working, and that's the business of it all. So to keep working is what it's about. And in the end, it's if you look at anybody from Drag Race, the most successful people are the people who are hustlers, people that go out and do it. Not about winning or losing or any of that matters. It's the people that go out and take the situation by the balls and run with it. So I think to keep working, and that's important. And I always like to showcase all of my friends. They call me up and say, "Girl, I got a show in Nashville. Can you post it on it?" Fuck yes. I would love to post something that has nothing to do with my fucking ass. And what's great is if you introduce that friend or introduce that talent to your audience, there's nothing better than having that audience fall in love with
But you
them
have
as
that
well.
audience because you have a TV platform.
Without a doubt.
So the people who don't have a TV platform, whatever word you want to choose to use, go to those shows, buy a ticket to the show, sit in the audience, applaud them, give them $1 if you're feeling, generous that day. Give them a high five, give them a follow on social media, which is huge these days for people to have opportunities. And I think it's important that our community understands that, because listen, the call sometimes is always coming from within the house. And if we don't start, banding together as a community, the motherfucking wolf pack is gonna eat us alive, all right? So we gotta start being united.
Yeah.
And God said, let there be peace.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel good about that answer. We might win this pageant. It's so here.
Last, very short and easy question, and it's right here, young lady.
Hi, I'm Livy from Jersey, and I actually have 2 quickies. One for Bianca, one for Alyssa. For Bianca, are we gonna see it? For Alyssa, can you do a tongue pop?
Bianca this on Alyssa's Secret years ago. You can do it, girl. I believe in you, girl. If this was the TV show with the pageant moms and they told us to do it, you better fucking start tongue popping away.
Here we go.
Right, here we go.
Bitch, my teeth will fall out. What was your question for me? I'm sorry. What was it?
Are we gonna see a third movie?
Oh, I don't know. It's funny because my friend Matt is actually, Matt who wrote and directed is actually on the cruise now. So there is talk of getting to do it. The question is, I just don't know when it's going to happen. So yeah. Oh yeah, we got that.
I think what we learned today is this duo, this show needs to happen.
They need a show.
What's this podcast called?
Sugar and spice.
Sugar and Spice?
Sugar and spice.
Where do we call beans and rice?
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's
Last night I blacked out and I said there was a show before Spice and Sweet and Low, bitch. They said her name is Sugar, same fucking thing, girl.
Oh, sweet. All right, give it up for these two. Ladies, we're going to ask you to walk this way with Anastasia. Back this way. This way, great. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Bianca.